detected. Hostiles detected. Hostiles detected. Agent down.
What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now this is going to be my second Operation Iron Horse raid video. This is my build video for the second boss in the new Iron Horse raid. This is a hazard protection build, and this thing has incredible damage and sustainability. I will show you guys footage of me using this on the second boss during the raid and actually show you how the max hazard and sustainability really works. The entire time I'm either on fire or getting some sort of damage, and you can just see that my health is barely moving. But alright, enough talk about that. Shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom for doing the raid with me all day today. I am pretty tired, but let's get into this. Alright, so this is my hazard protection raid build for Operation Iron Horse. Starting off at the top, specialization. The gunner specialization. I am using this only for the armor kit. That gives me bonus armor. Just in case I need a little pick-me-up with my armor, boom, I've got that, and I've got a little bit of bonus to go with it. I'll show you guys gameplay at the end, that way you just see this thing in action. It is a lot of fun. Yes, you do utilize the M1A with this build quite a bit, and I'll show you guys with the whole cauldron and, you know, getting through the stages of the second boss. It's vital that you use a nice rifle, and the M1A is, you know, it's a good one. But alright, so gunner specialization. First weapon is the Baker's Dozen. I'm using this because it is God rolled and I can't find a better one. I just got this one dropped today with future perfect, but it's not, I don't know, we'll see. But alright, so I'm using the Baker's Dozen. It has 402.5k total damage with 15% rifle damage, 17% crit damage, and 10% damage to targets out of cover. It comes with perfect lucky shot. If I shoot this while I'm in cover and I miss a bullet, I automatically get that bullet back into my magazine. And I also get a 30% increased magazine size. That is the part that I like the most, is the higher magazine size with the Baker's Dozen. Now, as far as mods, I'm using crit mods, so rugged mini reflex, and then the laser pointer. Both have 5% crit chance. The tightly packed magazine gets my magazine size up there to that 19 rounds. Now my secondary, Pestilence, that is purely only for ad control. Ad control. Now this one has 91.6k total damage. That's with 14% LMG damage, 11% damage to targets out of cover, and 6% damage to armor. Double barrel sawed off for the sidearm. I'm not even using this in the raid, to be honest. You can actually get stacks on the boss while you are moving the cauldron for the second boss in the raid. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling things, but this is the build that I use for that part, so it's hard not to spoil, little bits of it. Now, as far as the build is concerned, I am using 3 Eclipse Protocol, 2 Seska, and 1 Y'all Gear. I have Unbreakable on the chest piece and Adrenaline Rush on the backpack. There are a few ways you can make this better, and I'll explain it here in a second. Starting off with the mask, Eclipse Protocol. The gear set bonuses I get out of this build, I get the 15% status effects, and also the 15% skill haste with 30% hazard protection. 30. Now this one, I rolled max armor at 170. It came with hazard protection at 7.1. and yellow mod slot, so I threw on there 11.2 skill haste. Seska backpack. The Seska brand set bonuses I get out of this build, I get the crit chance and hazard protection. It came with 11% weapon damage, status effects at 8.1. I rolled hazard protection at 10% and then threw on there 12% protection from elites. Now, Adrenaline Rush is the talent I'm running on the backpack. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, you gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds, and it does stack. Now, for me, I'm using this build in the control room for the second boss in Iron Horse. And with that, the boss walks underneath me in a way. I'm trying not to spoil too much, but it does proc my Adrenaline Rush. So yes, Adrenaline Rush does work with this build and the raid. So you do get that bonus armor, and it helps you with that sustainability. Now for the chest piece, this is the Y'all Gear chest piece. The Y'all Gear brand set bonus I get is 10% hazard protection. This one came with 129,000 armor as the core attribute. I rolled max hazard of 10%. It also has explosive resistance at 7.3 and a red mod slot 5.4 crit chance. Now I am running Unbreakable on the chest piece. That helps my sustainability. So whenever my armor is depleted, it repairs 95% of that armor. Going to the gloves. These are the Eclipse Protocol gloves. I rolled at 15% weapon damage, and they came with 9% hazard protection. Knee pads, Eclipse Protocol. I rolled 15% weapon damage, and it came with maxed out 10% hazard protection. And then finally, the holster. This is the Seska holster. Yes, I do not have hazard on this, and I still have max hazard on my build. Now for the Seska holster, it came with 14.9 weapon damage, 4.4 crit chance, and then I rolled on their crit damage. Now the reason I am not putting hazard is because if I scroll to my stats and just go ahead and show you real quick, oops, I am at 100, well actually I'm over 100. I'm at 105.3 hazard protection. So that's why I don't have to roll it on my holster, is because I'm already at max. So the way I've made this build is you can have 5 pieces of gear and have max hazard, and then for the last piece of gear you can do whatever you want. For this one I went with crit, because if I scroll back up, I have 38% crit chance, 54% crit damage, and 60% headshot damage. And this is with a sustainable DPS hazard build, so I still have crit. That's pretty nice. Now going back into it, looking at the skills. For the control room where I use this build, I run the Reviver Hive. That way, if I need to pick up anyone, I can, and I can also pick up myself. It is always smart to have a Reviver Hive on you on a raid build, because no matter what, everyone messes up every once in a while, and that is a good little cushion to pick yourself back up. Now also, I'm using the Reinforcer Chem Launcher, so I heal myself. Yeah, it's not too shabby. Alright, and then let's go back to the stat sheet, and then I'll show you guys some raid footage. Now, weapon sheet, this is for the Baker's Dozen, 402,461 weapon damage, 38.6 crit chance, 54 crit damage, and 60 headshot damage. Go down to the offensive tab, 65.9 all weapon damage and 30 rifle damage, giving me 95.9 damage bonus for my rifle. Go down to my defensive tab. I have 1,050,000 armor with 105,000 armor on kill, 283,000 max health. I also have 7.3 explosive resistance and, well, actually 105.3 hazard protection, but you can see for all the resistances it just maxes them out at 100%. For the Chem Launcher, I do have 35.6 skill haste, so that does really help out. And there you guys have it. This is my hazard protection raid build for the new raid that just came out, Operation Iron Horse. I am Kamikazevondoom. Shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below how you're doing with the raid. And yeah, roll that gameplay footage. Kamikazevondoom. Hit that like, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Peace.
Hostiles detected. Hostiles detected. Hostiles detected. Agent down.